we have achieved godhood. Look at this screenshot that I took of my gameplay. This is Beryl hitting someone with a 3,084% attack. Yes, believe it or not, it kills them. Now, I'm going to be honest. I kind of farmed this a little bit to make it, not a lot, honestly, but I probably let this go for a couple extra turns than I needed to, just because it was like, this is getting ridiculous, right? So we have reached godhood with Beryl. She is absolutely able to destroy content. This video might be the thumbnail, might be the title, talking about a boss, but don't let it fool you. It's really about Beryl. Now, let us go into the game here. So we are going to be talking about, spoiler alert, if you haven't reached chapter 5 yet, and I'm not giggling because what do you mean you haven't reached it? I just mean like the thumbnail and title should hopefully cover that. But there is a boss here at the end of chapter 4. You are going to have to do a boss. All right. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Is it a hard boss? I don't know. I stomped it. So I actually have some gameplay that I'm going to throw in here. But basically, this boss has a mechanic. Here, let's just jump into the video. Actually jump into the video. So this is the exact team I was using. I did this on stream today. Let's mute that so we don't have to hear myself talk twice. But we're going to go in here and we're going to fight this boss. Bada bing, bada boom. Really, really handsome, sexy. Probably turns into a wolf, man. I don't know if he turns into a wolf. He doesn't seem to. He seems to be more of a god. So this guy's like gimmick is he shuffles cards into your deck that makes you and him not stronger, but heals you and him. But it heals him a lot more. He will shuffle these cards into your deck that gives him 8% of like his life as shield, and it gives you like a 100% shield and draw one and it costs 0. So eventually he's going to keep throwing more and more and more of these into your deck, where like eventually the idea is, I assume, you'll have to play 3 or 4 of these and he'll be generating 16, 30, 40, 40% of his life per turn, more than that 80%, of his life per turn in shields, while you're cycling through your deck to get to your playable cards. Because these cards don't exhaust and they're always in there. Maybe you could, you could run cards that allow you to exhaust it, stuff like that. Listen, don't bother with any of that crap. Just use Beryl here. This is all you have to do. You have to hold these charged shots in your hand and then you just one-shot them. And like, I don't need to go through every single turn here so you could see. Maybe I can, if this was a YouTube video, it'd be nice because I could use the thing to jump ahead just a little bit. But you're going to see a pattern here, okay? He is going to keep shuffling stuff into your deck, and then when my turn starts, you might even start seeing some of this stuff. But then I'm just like, I'm kind of hitting him, kind of not. I'm throwing some cards at him. But really, look at it, I'm just holding these. And so you can see here, probably every turn I check these, right? I'm just seeing how much you could do. Like, all right, you can't one-shot him yet. You know what? There's no time limit on this fight. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So this is basically what I do, okay? And he could do some decent damage, but I think a lot of his power is going to come from gumming up your deck. That gets stronger and stronger over the course of the fight. So let us take a look here. So the first phase, I spank him, no problem, easy peasy. I'm going to one-shot him from 2297 health with Beryl. All right, so here we go. You can actually see one of the cards right here that he shuffles into your deck. He'll do them in like 2 and 3 at a time, right? Like he'll get pretty big with it. So I believe this is the turn I do finally finish him off and I just smack him really hard. Maybe I don't. I bet I do. I bet I just need to do the wind charge, get the vulnerable, and then I shoot him. And then I say something clever like, you better have a second phase, motherfucker. And then, wouldn't you know it, this is a 2,283% damage. Wouldn't you know it, he does indeed have a second phase. So let us go ahead and smack him here. He ascends into godhood, and I don't even know if we've taken damage yet. And it just doesn't matter. So this guy gets even more everything, right? He's got more HP. And honestly, like, he's not that hard, but he does have a mechanic that could be pretty hard to brute force, except for the fact that we did. So he's at 5,000 HP. And this is what I'm talking about, right? It's kind of rinse and repeat. Let's just cut ahead a little bit here. All right, and honestly, this is all you do. You just sit here, you wait. He has a bunch of these, but you never, ever, ever need to play them because Barrel has cards retaining, constantly getting more damage. And if you have the build that I'm going to show you after this, it will do damage forever, for all time. It's just so good. You just never need to play. I don't even think I played, maybe I played one of his cards to see how it worked in the first phase, but then I just never played another one. But there he goes, shuffling 3 more into his deck. And every time you do this, you're giving him like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shield. So it definitely could be like, it's a 24 card deck and they're almost all his cards at this point, I think, but it just doesn't matter. I think, look, we just end our turn and this is going to be the build that I show you, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she goes to 5 extra attacks at the end of the turn, not even having to use any cards. Then here we go. We're probably going to finally go all in. I want to one-shot him because it feels better, but I think I actually, well, let's see. Maybe I don't even play any cards to beat him. I mean, you can. Beryl is so strong. She could beat most things in the game without playing a card outside of her first card. Like, watch this. Okay, I just ended my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another hit, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one. And then, like, come on. Like, you guys get the point, right? There we go. He is dead. Whether or not he's dead, I keep saying it here. I'm not here to win. I'm here to flex. And that is true. So that boss fight, the mechanics are very straightforward. He shuffles a lot of cards into your deck. You play them. It cycles them, but it gives him a lot of health. And it's fine at first. And then if you don't have a way to cycle through your own deck, eventually you're going to draw a section, you know, 5 for 5, your 5 cards per turn. You're going to draw 5 of those cards. So you have to play 1, 2 of them. He just gained 500 HP, and then you only drew 1 card that you could use. So you got to keep playing them. And so, like, you can get into this loop of him just being a god, basically. But Beryl perfectly counters that. So if you're getting stuck on this boss, I'm telling you, just build Beryl. She is so good. So let's take a look specifically at the build that we have going for her. And so right now, what we are using, the save data was exactly this one right here. So the only thing you need, I know my camera's covering a little bit, it's okay. The only thing you really need to see here is Opening Found. Opening Found is a starting card of Beryl. She starts with it here, but it has an upgrade where if you actually take a look at it right here, when own card is retained, 150% extra attack to random enemies. Retaining means you just hold it in your hand. And then if you get the guilty pleasure, I haven't actually had these in the same deck, but activating the retain effects of cards in your hand, I think that will also trigger it. I can't be confident because I just haven't had those in the, but it would seem like it because it's when you retain and that is retaining, but that's not important. The important thing is here, every time you hold a charge shot or you hold anything in your hand that is one of her cards, it is going to it's going to do a 150% attack. I had 6 of these things in my hand. 1 opening found, and then I just use heavy weapon specialist. I make another one, make another one, make another one, make another one, have the charge shot, and then just use unlimited firepower, which it boosts the attack. These stack, by the way. And then every turn, she's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 650, 750% damage, 750% damage, 750% damage, like turn after turn. Then you get to convert that. Eventually, when you decide you want to play your cards because you don't want your free 750% damage at the end of the turn, you can just hit something for 3,000 damage. Now, I'll be honest, this is actually a pretty powerful strategy and it does go pretty quick, but this is not like a kill everything on round 2 type strategy. You're not going to 1 round everything, right? This is a slower strategy, so some specific fights that want you to win within 12 turns, I think this is super good for, honestly, but it is potentially slower than other strategies. But I do think it is good for that strategy, because if you have to go into multiple fights right after another, you hold this and use your opening found damage to just hold it. And then every turn you kill stuff. And eventually that stuff will die. When you go into the second round, you retain all the cards still. Then you could use the cards for a lot of damage. So you can go right from like taking a little bit slower of a first round maybe to like 1 round in the second round, because you have like 4 cards in your hand that could do 1,000+% damage, you know? And unlimited firepower stacks. When you're holding these cards, and you're using your opening founds, this doesn't trigger this. So if you're holding, it doesn't even matter what, but this gives you 120% damage, and then you play another one after you draw another one, it'll give you another 120% damage. Then you draw another one, it'll give you another 120% damage. These keep stacking until she uses a card. And then other characters don't consume this one. There are upgrades of it that can be consumed by other people. This one is just for her, and it won't wear off, and it stacks. So you could really, really, really have some incredible turns with Barrel. In fact, if we take a look at some of my other save data here, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, this is not at all the same deck, but it has a similar idea. It does not have the really good opening found, which I really wanted, but it's okay because I had, you know, some good stuff. By the way, Guilty Pleasure, insane card. Opening Found is almost always good. Unlimited Firepower is super solid, but this gives you a permanent morale when you have this upgrade. There's upgrades that let you draw 3 that already do that. Let you draw 3 2 separate times. One that lets you draw 5 once. One of them that lets you activate your retain effects. Guilty Pleasure is an insane card, okay? And then what's cool about this is all these unlimited firepowers that I have are draw cards. So I took this one and I duplicated it twice. And so I play it, I get 80% of my next attack card, and I draw. Then I play it, and it also is shielding, so it's not like it's dead. Draw a card, play it, draw a card. So I'm just playing these every single turn, keeping myself tanky. Then I am doing an opening found for 600% damage, doing 2 hits, and then I'm throwing a 0-cost charge shot combo in there for another couple 100% damage. I don't think this is as powerful of a strategy, but it's very viable. Then you look at another deck like this. Is it this one? This one's not great. I thought I had another one with the opening found. Even this one here. This deck has a low number because I think it's mostly the equipment. It was like a short run, but this here, that opening found combined with a free hidden bullet here and the charge shot and unlimited firepower. I mean, I think I had 6, 7 retain cards in my hand, and she was just going to town every single turn. Especially when early on you get Guilty Pleasure, you know, you get a draw into this stuff and start generating it really quick. Because for 1 energy, this is doing an ungodly amount of damage. This card is so good. So yes, Barrel does hard counter this boss, and I'm sure there are other strategies that are really good against this boss, but I'm telling you, man, that might have been one of the easiest fights I've done in the entire game. And maybe it's just an easy fight. It's very possible. If you've had trouble with it, do let me know. When I say it's easy, I don't mean that because the fight is necessarily easy, but Barrel countered it so hard. His whole mechanic is about making me use cards and making me heal him, but I just never had to use them because I just got to sit there and deal damage all the time. And my tank had a lot of crystallized, so she got a bunch of defense. And then whenever I drew the unlimited firepower, I just got to use that. It was just such a perfect coupe de grace. I don't know how to speak any other language. I was trying to say something fancy. But yeah, as you can see here, just to finish it off with the fight here, I literally bring Owen just to apply vulnerable because he's got some good vulnerable cards. And then you just blow him up. I mean, if this guy had a 3rd phase that was twice as powerful as this phase and a 4th phase, I think I still would have beaten this fight, no problems. Because Barrel is the GOAT, bro. She is so much stronger than what I would expect an average 4-star to be. So I really, really think if you haven't seen my live stream VOD, I recommend you watch. I mean, of course, I'm going to recommend you watch me. I just kind of recommend you watch some of the videos where I'm using Barrel on chaos runs. She's just been so good. Every single time I've used her, I've been impressed. And again, it's not necessarily purely from a deal in a million points of damage thing in 1 turn. It is like a slower, more methodical kind of way of playing, but she's just like, the way her mechanics work are complementary to the game. Playing a little bit slower, or like being able to save your cards to use them on the best turns and being able to build up really, really powerful hits. Because there's enemies that are like, when they get below 10% life, they become invincible. Just one-shot them, bro. She just one-shots them when she has enough damage. Or there's enemies like every time you hit them, or every time this happens, you do that. She does extra attacks at the end of her turn. You don't need to play their cards. You could spend all your energy getting rid of these curse cards that they throw in your deck because she's still just dealing damage anyway. It's like there's so many mechanics in the game that she is just good at dealing with. And yeah, I think that's it for Glazin for this one. So yeah, easy boss. If you have trouble with them, let me know. I've talked about him enough. Beryl is the GOAT. Beryl, the Angel Slayer. Beryl, the God Slayer, is into his house, and she is here to stay, is my guess. Anyway, much love for Platypus per Ploutopus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!